bit deeper waters for Scafate, and of course an extra minute in this kickboxing bout, 3 threes instead of 3 2-minute rounds like our previous fight.
Yeah, both fighters look really relaxed, and there's that first shot that lands. Good pressure.
So first time we've seen Brad Davis, but looks like an illegal elbow by Brad Davis.
You know, I don't know if that was an elbow, but it sounded like one. But
it sounded like one, looked a little like one, but it might have been more forearm.
It was really more forearm. I think the punch just missed the face. You know,
could have been. Scafate none the worse for wear, but referee Sean Spath letting everybody know that that will not fly.
I think he got the message.
I think he got his point across, as he always does.
Nice counter fighting.
Yeah, I don't expect to see Scafate gas either.
No,
Brad Davis with his gym, probably not him either.
Well, Brad Davis is definitely applying the pressure. He is taking the fight to Scafate.
And if there's a way to make anybody gas, this is it. Not letting them get comfortable, keeping good pressure, and constantly hitting them. He's got very accurate punches, and he's throwing a lot of nice combinations, which is pretty rare to see from a fighter who doesn't have the experience like some of these other guys.
Yeah, exactly. Even sometimes the pros you see won't throw combos. They're afraid to get countered with those little 4-ounce gloves.
So Davis ate one coming in.
He sure did. Scafate's trying to find his range a little bit more, but then he gets in and slugs with Davis. Maybe not the best tactic.
They're both catching punches, but you know, Davis caught that big jab coming in, and now he's got Scafate kind of winding up as he walks in, which is big. You know, that tells you that he doesn't like where this fight's going. He wants to earn some respect and get it out of this body.
Oh, nice straight left. And Scafate's starting to loop his punches a little bit. Didn't quite have the tie plumb to get the knees in, but it looked like he was looking for it.
So Scafate's face is showing the signs of the fight right now. It's beet red. Oh, spinning back fist by Scafate just misses.
You know, and you got to wonder, can Brad Davis keep up this pace? I mean, his footwork is excellent. He's got his hands up. He's seeing the punches come his way. But I'll tell you that it looks like some of these punches coming a little bit slower, and he's got to be careful not to gas himself out. He's got 2 more 3-minute rounds at this pace.
So, Charles, I was going to say the same thing. The pace is definitely slowed from the first 30 seconds of the fight. Brad Davis was very aggressive. Now, like Jay said, looks like Scafate has found his range, and it's slowed Davis down just a bit.
Davis's training partners, though, I bet you don't let him off the hook in the gym, so we'll see. Now, here's something that you mentioned before, Charles, is that it's deep waters for Scafate. He cannot shoot for a takedown when he catches a stiff right. You know, he's got to stay in there.
You're absolutely right. You know, but he does look pretty comfortable. I mean, his hands are a little low. He's breathing a little heavy, but you know, he might just need to break his first win and get in there and then start to feel it out again. You know, he's really landed some hard shots. He's earned respect, but he's still dealing with constantly backing up, and it's hard to punch when you're backing up.
And hard to score, hard to win a round when you're constantly backing up.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Scafate, I'm watching out for that straight left. It's landed a couple of times.
Yeah.
With evil intentions.
Yes, it has. All right, fellas, if you are in Davis's corner, what are you telling him coming out from the second round? Chris, what do you think? To keep more of the same or switch it up?
Well, it looked like the pressure was working until, like we mentioned before, Scafate started finding his range on those counters. So I like the pressure. I like the power that Davis has, but I don't know if rushing is the answer now. Now, Scafate, if I'm in Scafate's corner, Charles, I don't tell him to change up anything. He's doing a really good job with the counter punches. He's measuring Davis really well and landing some big shots of his own. So,
hey, absolutely. You know, Scafate kind of had to, I would tell him that he had to ride that first little onslaught. He got hit hard a few times, but now he really needs to establish his range, use his jab, use his kicks, which are impressive, but he has not thrown a lot of. He threw a couple great high kicks and a couple great push kicks, and then he kind of shied away from them. Set those up, use the jab, use the cross, throw the kick, and that's going to open up those windows you need to earn the respect and keep Brad from walking you down and putting your back against the cage.
And I thought Scafate's defense early in that round was pretty tight, pretty good, getting his arms in the way. It loosened up a little bit. By the way, Scafate's last Muay Thai fight, 2 weeks notice in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Yeah, so he doesn't get rattled, I'd imagine.
No, he said he lost by decision. He came in a little, cardio wasn't where it should be. But
No.
2 weeks' notice, what are you going to do?
That's right, and he didn't lose that fight by getting finished. You know, he hung in there for a decision.
Yeah.
Even though he looks a little tired now, you know he's still dangerous, and that experience had to have taught him exactly what to do in this situation.
Well, he's got a ground game background,
Yeah.
so he may be a little bit out of his element, but it doesn't show.
Nope.
He's doing a really good job on his feet so far. Ooh,
Oh,
he eats
but
a
what's
big
starting
left.
to show, Chris, is that left again. That's the second one that Davis has gotten home. Davis picking the range. Davis definitely dictating the range almost this entire fight. We've seen flashes of Scafate finding the range and finally landing his kicks from a distance, but not much.
So what Davis is doing differently now is he's landing, he's throwing a flurry of punches and backing out, then coming back and not letting Scafate get a lot of counter punches in. So
Now, that's one thing he has to watch. Charles, you and I talked a little bit about before. Taller man getting a good tie plum, that good tie.
Oh,
my goodness! And I was just going to talk about knees, but a big right hook from Scafate earns Davis a standing 8 count from referee Sean Spath.
You know, we saw that with a kick on the way out of the clinch the last time. Scafate threw that high kick. It was blocked. This time he did not get out of the way, and he dealt with that hard right hand that put him down.
how about Davis popping right up, though? I thought that
back
was
up like a jack in the box. How about that?
And he continues that pressure. He wants to get it back.
And a right hand of his own.
I thought it was cancel Christmas time for Davis on that one, but he pops right back up.
And boy, that left is harder for an orthodox fighter when you're fighting a southpaw. That left straight comes from a place you're not used to seeing it.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, again, we saw right there in that last clinch, he walked straight back, he blocked the kick, but he needs to angle out. If you're going to disengage from the clinch, especially with a dangerous guy like Scafate, you have to either be throwing something or changing levels, moving out of the way. If you back straight up, you're going to see the same thing happen again.
And fellas, we're seeing the pace and the damage of this first round. I'm sorry, Chris, start to tell, I think, on both these fighters. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you can tell Scafate, he's getting a little gas. He's breathing through his mouth, and breathing through your mouth with a heavy hand like Davis, that's dangerous.
And speaking of hands, look where Scafate's are, Charles. I mean, look at how low. Davis still doing a pretty good job keeping that backhand up even when he drops the front.
Yeah, you know, and Brad's got good head movement here, and he's getting out of the way. Oh, big Superman punch, just avoided.
Just missed.
As I was saying, you know, he's moving his head well. But, you know, Scafate, his hands are low, but he's still landing those hard shots, Jay. You know, he's still got the power there.
Yeah.
Scafate is a tough kid, man.
Cool.
Ooh, big uppercut landed.
Davis giving him all he can handle.
Nice.
Great round.
Heck of a round. Scafate's got to keep his back off the cage. But, boy, was that fun. That right hand came out of nowhere. Surprised us. I guess it surprised Davis, too.
You know, and something we didn't get to talk about was how well Brad recovered. He got right back in that fight. He got dropped, he was hurt, and he jumped right back in there and continued to walk down Scafate and push his back against the cage.
Looks like Scafate's got a mouse under his left eye. His corner's taking care of it.
Both these guys will be swollen up tomorrow, but, you know, oddly enough, Brad looks the fresher fighter right now. He looks a little bit better. He's listening to his coach well. I mean, that shot definitely hurt him, but it can't be said enough how well he's recovered since getting dropped that way.
And I'll bet you Sean Spath is looking to protect the fighter. Had there not been such a quick reaction out of Davis, that fight might have been stopped right there.
Yeah, if that was an MMA fight, Scafate would have been all over him.
Yes.
Well, thankfully for Davis, it is not.
Right.
And if you get a chance to see Scafate doing MMA, it's fun to watch.
Yeah. He is a scrappy fighter for sure.
Heck, I can't wait to see both these guys go again.
I have no idea what we're about to see, guys.
Yeah, you know, we thought they were both pretty tired last round, but they still put on more fireworks. So, you know, I think we're going to see a little bit different pacing. But, again, Brad Davis takes the center of the cage and continues to walk him down.
Scafate throwing slow punches now.
Oh, and catching stiff ones.
Scafate's throwing slow, and Brad is not throwing as many combinations as he usually does. He's kind of relying on one big shot to get through and then getting out of there.
And, you know, something else, and you can see it in both these fighters. You'll hear experienced fighters talking about a blow that will change a fighter's eyes. You know, you can see it in their eyes when they just want to go home. They've had enough. You're not seeing that look in either one of these guys' eyes.
No, you're absolutely right. A lot of heart from both guys.
Another Superman punch attempt there by Scafate that misses.
Brad Davis slipped out of the way and hit him with a beautiful counter right hand.
Well, I don't know what CEO Jeff Wild charges for these fights, but if we had known we were going to get this one, he could have charged more.
Davis is just continuing that pressure, even though he's tired. He's still walking him down. He's still getting in his face.
And Scafate trying to make better use of his length. Davis doing a really good job of stuffing him.
I'll tell you what, Charles mentioned it a second ago. These fighters are going to know they were in a fight tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Both of them showing the signs of a war all over their body.
And Davis trying to target that mouse. Scafate's hands, I mean, just at his waist.
You know, oh, big left hand there. Davis turning on a little bit. Nice slip. You know, Scafate, he has the range and he has the kicks and he shows instances where it's really effective, and then he kind of lets Davis get into his power zone. So you have to wonder if you're Scafate just keeping that jab out there, keeping those straight kicks, making him think on the way in of what's coming his way.
There's a stiff jab.
Well, something that was working really well, and we touched on it earlier, was Scafate's counterpunching. It has slowed significantly and almost no power now. So we're in deep water here in the third round, and it is really showing on Scafate especially.
Well, look at Davis's hands too.
Yeah, so Davis is keeping his hands down, but he's still got a little zip on those punches. Okay, there we go. Nice little uppercut by Scafate.
Yeah, Davis is picking his shots really well. I'm sorry. You know, he's getting in there. He's saving his energy as best he can while still controlling the cage.
Punches and bunches from Davis too. Jab, 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 and he'll follow it up with a power punch.
There's 10 seconds. Time to let it fly. Really, really hard fight to judge right here.
Yeah, especially with the knockdown in the second round. Yep. You know, if that's a 10-8 round,
this could very well be a draw.
Could be a draw.
You know, the first and third might go to Brad, and that second round obviously is going to Scafate.
All right, here we go. See what the judges have to say.
Good luck reading that card. That extra minute, that 3 3s instead of 3 2s for the Boonshoe Cub, Charles, changes the whole game.
It certainly does. You know, you're taking more damage. You got these little gloves. You have no shin guards. You know, I see him putting out 4 fingers. Coach Perry wants to go another round, and you know.
Although for Scafate, not bad for a grappler.
No, excellent. You know, both guys have a lot to be proud of, but I just can't get enough of Coach Perry trying to get a 4th round here. I don't think we can make the rules, but you know, it was a great fight. I don't think anybody would complain.
Yeah, I got to tell you, if I'm Davis and Scafate, I'm going, you know, 4th round.
That's right.
Sean Spath has settled that, brings the fighters to the middle. Let's go to Chris.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. Judge A scores the bout 29-27 Davis. Judge B scores the bout 28-29 Scafate. And Judge C scores the bout 27-29 for your winner by split decision. Out of the blue corner, Michael Scafate!
Charles, you called it. That was all that knockdown, I think, changing the scoring.
Yeah,
that was close.
Yeah, it was very close. And, you know, the fight could really go either way. You know, Davis recovered great, but that's a 10-8 round.